awesome. Honestly, dance is for me. It's not like everybody else. Like it's definitely a selfish reason.
A selfish reason?
Yeah. I'm from a family of 5 kids, and I'm the eldest one. So everything that I did, anything that had to do with family, was always shared. I always had to give to the younger siblings first. It was just that household, that kind of household where we had to always share everything. Even like shirts, we had to share shirts, pants. It was 3 boys, 2 girls, so we weren't rich or anything like that. And then I know it sounds cheesy, but I found dance and it was mine. Like I didn't have to share it with my family, didn't have to share it with my siblings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All the getting into a crew and everything came later. But the reason that I got into dance was very selfish. It was because I didn't have to share it. It was just mine. That was it. It's cool. It's cool if people are entertained. Like that's always great. I like to perform. I really do.
Yeah.
But when I'm in there, it's not for anybody. Like I don't care if the crowd screams for me or not. It's really for me. Like I could say, oh, it's a release.
Yeah.
But that's not really what it is. It's not really a release. It's mine. You know what I mean? So sometimes you'll see me go into a battle situation, and I'm not really paying attention to my opponent. Like they don't exist to me. And again, it's not a cocky thing. Like, oh, you're beneath me. It's just people just don't exist. Like it's my time. There's something that I said a couple years ago, and I stick with it. And it's really simple. I'll never change it. And it is exactly what it is. Dance doesn't need you. You got to figure out if you need dance. That's it. That's what dance is to me. It doesn't need you, because every year there's somebody else who just started dancing. Every year there's somebody who stops dancing. It's always a cycle where people come in and people go. And I've been dancing for over 20 years, and I've seen people come and go. Like the weather. So again, it's not about if dance doesn't need whoever. People say, oh, I'm a gifted dance. No, you're not. You're just temporary. So you got to figure out you need dance, because dance does not need you. That's it. That's what I live by, man. Do I need dance?
Yeah. What makes you say that?
Because I'm selfish.
Selfish.
It goes back to the same reason, man. I need it
back
for me.
To the roots.
Yeah, I need
it's
it for
never
me.
changed?
No, it's not about anybody else. Like if I'm in a crew battle, I got somebody's back, but that's more of it's more from a crew perspective. You know what I mean? From a partner perspective, as opposed to a dance perspective for me.
Yeah.
The only time that it's a balance or shared is when it's I've got to lift somebody or somebody has to lift me, where it's a trust. Then it's different, but only for that split second, because you have to trust your partner, your teammates, to not mess up, not let you fall, But again, that's just in like routines, or commandos, or a showcase. That's it. Gizmo from Bag of TRIX.
Gizmo.
Tommy Steez. Tommy Steez is a popper. He was the original Bag of TRIX as well with Gizmo. He's definitely one of my mentors. The guys who got me into BBoying, this guy German.
German?
Yeah, that's his name. In Spanish it's Herman, because, the way we pronounce our letters, right? But
okay.
he was the first guy that kind of took me out of my house, kind of took me out of my, eldest son, position, and said, yo, why don't you come out to an event with me? And I said, all right, cool. And I went with him and his boy Steve to this hip-hop event, and it was just local artists performing, and then Gizmo and Tic Tac were the backup dancers for these MCs. And that's where I saw them just raw,
Yeah.
It wasn't a battle, it was just them just ciphering and just throwing down all night, like from beginning to end. And that night, me and German and Steve, we went back over to Steve's place in Islington, just north of Dixon and Islington, and we just, we moved all the furniture, we threw down, and we put like a hole in the wall. You know what I mean? But those are my mentors. So German and Steve, definitely. Tommy Steez, Gizmo and Tic Tac. Those are my mentors, man. That I can say I know them and they taught me something and they influenced me. That's what happened. We had always been Battle of the Year fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The famous battles that we watched and we would like kill is Enemy Squad from Hungary And like, if people don't know Enemy Squad, they need to do their research, because those guys were doing power concepts way ahead of their time. Like, I think the only other crew that was really killing it at that time was Second to None. You know what I mean? Second to None was, the best of the best, and their power was unmatched. But what made Enemy Squad amazing, every time you watch them, there's always 3 dudes, and they would take on full crews at Battle of the Year, and they would always, they'd always make it to finals or battle for 3rd place. They were always there. They were always the top 4 teams.
Wow.
And we used to always watch that. And 1998 was a really big year for us, because that was the year that Buddhist Monk had passed away in a car accident, right?
Oh shit!
And what we found out the following year, because the internet wasn't what it was now,
Yeah.
And so you could email. We were definitely emailing, and everything was videotapes, dude. So, I found out who I had to talk to. I asked a whole bunch of questions. I started researching, and at my job, I used to get fired from all my jobs because I wouldn't do my job. I would just send emails and faxes and all the stuff for the crew. So I kept getting fired from every job that I was at, because they found out that that's what I was doing. I was doing other work at my workplace.
Yeah.
And I found Thomas. He's the guy who runs Battle of the Year, and then he hooked me up with Hooch from UK BBoy Championships, and they tag teamed and brought us out. And then while we were there, Thomas told us that he was trying to get us out to go battle in 1998, the year that Style Elements won.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like a comic book what if situation. Like, what if we were the ones that battled Style Elements instead of Spartanic Rockers? What would have happened? Or sorry, it wasn't them. It was the next crew. I can't remember who they battled. Anyways, bottom line was that I think history would have been very different. I think history would have been really different if we got to battle Style Elements. It was always one of those battles that no one ever really got to watch. But again, it was emails, phone calls, faxes, losing jobs, and then they brought us out. They always wanted to get us out there because of this one videotape from 1995 where Crazy Legs came out to Toronto for this battle called the All Good B-Boy battle, and it was held by Zulu Nation, right? And Crazy Legs was the host and the judge. He came out and he videotaped it, and that videotape circulated all around the world, and so that's kind of what gave Bag of Tricks a name and put Canada back on the map, because there's, a lot of people like to say that Bag of Tricks put Canada on the map, and it's really nice, it's really cool, but there were crews way before us. B-Boy didn't start in the 90s, and when it was at its height in Canada was in the 80s. So all the crews that were out then, it's just unfortunate that social media wasn't around, because those guys, they were already battling New York, they were already battling Montreal, they were already battling, everybody.
Yeah.
So what we had a nice place in history where we put Canada back into conversation, on a global level, and it's an honor, and it was really great.
Yeah.
People still talk about it, and that's really surprising, really surprising and very very humbling, because you don't expect anybody to remember anything nowadays. Everybody has ADD, so it was a really great time. The role that we played was awesome. The memories that we created were amazing, and that's exactly what it is. It isn't anything more. Some people want to live their football years for the rest of their lives. I don't. So the week before Battle of the Year, 1999, Rock Force crew battled Family from France in Amsterdam. And if you look for the videotape that Rock Force put out, it's called the Smackdown. And this is when The Rock was huge, so that's why they call it the Smackdown. And so what ended up happening is that they, it was Rock Force's day. They totally went after the family and just, I don't want to say annihilated, because the family is an amazing, amazing team. But, it's just, it was Rock Force's day. They were on point, they were on fire, you know, and like when you really, if you remove Rock Force from the video, like all the clips from Rock Force, if you remove it and you just watch the family's throwdowns, the family's amazing.
Yeah.
But it was just Rock Force's day. They were on fire and they just laid the smack down. So what ended up happening is that the following week, or 2 weeks after, you know, they're here at Battle of the Year, and their goal is to go and battle Rock Force and take them out. That's their goal. They're gonna go to finals and they're gonna smoke. That was their goal. The judges and whoever was making decisions decided that for the finals it was gonna be Suicidal Lifestyles versus Rock Force, and then it was gonna be TRIX versus the family. So you don't see that part on tape. But what ended up happening is that we went up, we're up against them. Family went in first, one of their boys, this one guy that, you know, showed a lot of respect. I wish I could remember his name. Dude was sick. Came in, did his throwdown, got out, and then we went in. I can't remember who went first. Like it's just such a blur. We went in, and then after we went in, their whole team walked over to our side and shook our hand and walked off the stage.
What?
Yeah, and like, you know, I commend them for what they did. Like I really do understand and I respect why they did what they did.
Yeah.
But the only thing that I find disrespectful is that they didn't share with us that they were gonna do this. So we were just kind of like left on the stage, kind of like, yo, what just happened? Because their thing was they were trying to send a message to the promoters, like, you know, this is not what we want to battle them. And like, you know, some people look at it like an egotistical thing, like, oh, you know, why do they get to have whatever they want? Why do they gotta be babies? But it's, you know, it was their decision. They felt that it was right. And again, like, I respect them for, you know, sticking to their word and standing behind it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was really emotional for mostly me. The rest of the guys were just kind of like lost. They didn't understand what happened.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, you know, like I said, I used to watch Battle of the Year videotapes, you know, religiously. And, you know, one of the dreams for me was good to go to Battle of the Year and compete. I don't care if I would lose or if we won. The point was to go to Battle of the Year and rep Canada. So these guys walked off the stage, and then we just kind of looked at each other, and my boy Teeth looked at us and said, yo, I didn't fly all the way out here to walk off the stage. So we split into two.
Yeah.
Half of us went onto one side, half of us went onto the other side, and we just battled each other. And then the judges saw that we were battling each other, and then they came to join us. So then we just, you know, some of the judges went on one side, some of us were on the other side, and we just like, you know, just had a fun exhibition battle, which, you know, wasn't what we traveled for, but, you know, it's what we ended up with. And, you know, I wish the family, again, you know, I wish the family just kind of shared that decision with us. And it's something that nobody really knows the story. That's the story. The one guy, again, the first guy that went inside the circle was very apologetic, and, you know, you don't understand. Salah was part of the team. You know, there's a whole bunch of guys, and it was just unfortunate that we didn't get a chance to, you know, test our might.
Yeah.
It was just kind of like it was a trip. The way they say they do it is that they pick the two top showcases.
Yeah.
And the four top showcases, and the best showcases are supposed to battle for first and second, and then the next best showcase is supposed to battle for third and fourth. But Spartanic Rockers won for best show, but they weren't in the finals. Exactly. So it was just an executive decision to put Rock Force versus Suicide Lifestyles because the promoters felt that it would make a good videotape.
Really?
Yeah, so that was my first taste of, I guess, a commercial decision being made. You know what I mean? It was very commercial. And, you know, it's fine. Like, you know, I was young and I didn't understand. But, like, you know, now as a promoter, I understand their perspective.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of everything. It's definitely a stage that bridges the gap between the dancer, public, the new dancer, the established dancer, agents when they come through, commercial businesses that are looking for an act. We've had so many different people come through those doors. Like, when So You Think You Can Dance was in its height, we've had like so many people from So You Think You Can Dance come check out, different choreographers at the bazaar.
Yeah.
Because they found out they were doing a piece, so they wanted to see if it was worth having them on the show. Agents, like I said before, other people that they're just trying to find something new. And then I think hopefully before the year's end, we're hoping to hit Montreal because a lot of people have shown interest in Montreal. So, we're definitely trying to expand. Do I like doing it? No. Why? It just takes up a lot of time. It's not my bread and butter. I don't make money off of it. I just do it so that I see the progression in the industry. In the community, those that are in the community, because not everybody's in the community. A lot of people like to use that word freely and be like, it's for the dance community. No, there's a commercial industry, and then there's the dance community. In the dance community, we all know each other. We all support each other's events. We all go hang out. It's more than just dance. If somebody's hurt, we don't cut them off. Whereas the commercial dance industry, once your usefulness has expired, people don't call you anymore. So again, there's real street dancers, real community versus commercial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm definitely not commercial. A lot of cats will say that I'm commercial because I throw this event, but they don't really know the reason why I throw it. So that's how I do my thing.